and eager to help our country grasp the opportunity ahead of us. We have a leader of a party united behind the desire to get Brexit done and serve every community, every region, every nation of the United Kingdom. Our manifesto presents an agenda for government characterised by the energy, by the optimism, by the ambition the Prime Minister is famous for. And you'll be hearing a bit more about that manifesto from him in a minute. But at the general election on December the 12th, let's vote Conservative so we can get on with delivering that positive agenda for Britain. And now, before the Prime Minister comes on stage, a short video. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.
So let's get Brexit done and unleash the potential of the whole of the United Kingdom.
My name's Alison Cork and I'm an entrepreneur.
My name's Dr. Ross Hills and I'm a dentist from Leicestershire.
My name is Ganesh Kumar. I'm an anaesthetist working with the NHS.
My name is Elizabeth and I live in Exeter.
And I support the Conservative manifesto because it supports people like me.
This manifesto proves that they're the party of the NHS.
It commits to £33.9 billion extra for the NHS, 20 new hospital upgrades, 40 new hospital sites over the next few years.
And it's only with our strong economy we can invest in our schools.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hi folks, Boris Johnson here. We've had 3 years of a parliament that does nothing except argue. But that's why the general election on the 12th of December is so important. You can break the deadlock and get parliament working again.
We're looking forward to the manifesto.
Okay. Go Boris! And voters, like you, will decide the kind of future that Britain has, the kind of future in store for you and your family. And there are two very different futures in front of us. You can vote for Jeremy Corbyn or the Lib Dems and get another hung parliament, or we can elect a parliament that works for you. A parliament that gets stuff done. A future where our NHS has the funding it needs to thrive. A future where our streets are safe because we've got 20,000 more police officers on the beat. A future where every single child gets a world-class education no matter where they go to school.
And that's why I'm backing the Conservatives at the election.
Come December 12th, I'll be supporting the Conservatives.
We want to feel that the government is behind us and the Conservatives are.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hey. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Good afternoon. Well, wonderful to see everybody here today, and thank you all very much for coming. Thank you all very much. We're now, as you know, less than 3 weeks away from the most critical election of modern memory, when the stakes for this country have seldom been higher and the choice has never been starker. Because in the last few days, we've heard from every other party, haven't we? They've launched their manifestos, and we have heard how they would keep us stuck in the same rut, how they would consign this country to yet more delay and yet more frustration and parliamentary paralysis, and how they would refuse yet again to honour the will of the people, how they would refuse, every other party, to get Brexit done. The Lib Dems want to revoke Brexit. The Scots Nationalists want to cancel Brexit and have another referendum on Scotland as well. As for Labour, they'll plainly give in to Nicola Sturgeon and waste the whole of next year in 2 more referendums, one on Scotland and one on the EU. Except that Jeremy Corbyn won't tell us whether he would even be willing to advise people to vote in favour of his own deal. He used to be indecisive. Now he's not so sure. Do we want that kind of leadership, my friends? Do we want more delay? Do we want more dither and drift and deadlock and division? Do we want 2020 to be another year of defeatism and despair? No, we don't. We want to move forward because this country has an incredible future. And here it is, I believe, as at least the partial blueprint for that future. Here is the route map to take us forward. Because unlike any other party standing at this election, we're going to get Brexit done. With a deal that is pre-cooked, ready to go, oven ready, as I keep saying, approved not just by our friends in the EU, but by every single one of the 635 Conservative candidates standing at this election. A deal that will allow us to deliver absolutely all the opportunities of Brexit, from free ports to free trade to cutting VAT on sanitary products, improving the welfare of animals. Get Brexit done, and we can restore confidence and certainty to business and to families. Get Brexit done, and we'll see a pent-up tidal wave of investment into this country. Get Brexit done, and we can focus our hearts and our minds on the priorities of the British people. Because it is this one nation Tory party that is already embarked on the biggest cash boost for the NHS for a generation. And today, in this manifesto, we pledge 50,000 more nurses and their bursaries, and 50 million more GP surgery appointments. And today, we make this guarantee to the British people that we will tackle crime with 20,000 more police officers and tougher sentencing, and that we will sort out our immigration system with a points-based Australian-style system, that we will invest millions more every week in science, in schools, in apprenticeships, and in infrastructure, and control our debt at the same time. And that we can reach, and we will reach, net zero by 2050 with clean energy solutions. And we can do all these things. Here's the kicker. Here's the really we can do all these things without raising our income tax, VAT, or national insurance contributions. That's our guarantee. And in this manifesto, there is a vision for the future. There is a vision for the future of this country in which we unite our amazing country and level up across the country with infrastructure, education, and technology. And it's appropriate, though, of course, that we're here in Telford, because it was here or hereabouts more than 200 years ago that the Phlegethontian fires of Colebrook Dale created the first industrial revolution. And this whole region was a giant crucible in which colossal quantities of hydrocarbons were burnt to smelt iron and steel and to turn water into steam and power. And it's an incredible thing that here, once again, in the West Midlands, a new industrial revolution is taking place.